Hello and welcome. I'm Bio, and today we're looking at some more. We're looking at today some more Siactro games, and this one is apparently a it's a remix of Toree 3D known as Toree Jumbled Jam. It's a remix done by Kaliros, and the description on the Siactro itch.io. You can download it for free, by the way. Obviously, link in description, as I have been doing with all of this Siactro stuff. It's a small new game that takes elements from the original Toree 3D and remixes them into 4 new levels. So there's 4 new levels in this. Basically, Kalios, one of the level designers for both Toree games, was kind of bored during the early stages of Toree 2's development, which we'll get to at some point. So he tried to come up with some new and really outlandish designs and ideas for the level elements in Toree 3D. So there you go. It's technically like a Toree 3D ROM hack. Interesting. So let's go with the options first. Okay, so new soundtrack is automatically ticked. Okay, so I'm guessing this is this new soundtrack they actually included in the original Toree 3D as a toggleable option. So I'm glad we didn't toggle it on and have a look at it, because we're gonna experience it in this game. So yeah, let's have a look what Toree Jumbled Jam is. So 4 levels, as said. There we go. Okay, so we've got Ducktown Throwdown, Fruit Freeze, Wild Wild Winds, and Mama Goes to Town. Right, let's go. I quite enjoyed my my playthrough of Toree 3D. There we go. I don't know. Literally, my first thing playing this, the very first thing that popped up for me, it's like, wow, this camera sensitivity's down. I didn't change from what my memory serves me, I did not change the camera sensitivity at all the previous game, so there's a big duck up there. We've still got the hungry ducks here, which is cool. Still the same controls. In case you're wondering, this game is also fully compatible with a controller. If you want to play it with a controller, you feel free to do so. Well, these ducks chase you in Hungry Ducks, so I still am quite surprised that they don't chase you. And then again, I think that would make the game a little bit too hard for some people, maybe. You want to be falling down there. I will try and get all the stars again. I don't know whether or not that would do anything, because me unlocking McBat as a playable character, I have no clue whether or not that was just automatic. Oh god. Yeah, that does happen, by the way. You might have not noticed this in my original play of Toree 3D, but the wind tunnel things here are very, very finicky. Yeah, like there. But if you're wondering what's happening, is the game's not allowing me to double jump. That's what's happening. The game's not allowing me to double jump. So, I'm going to be honest with you, Kalios. There we go. What was you could have easily put a platform there, so if you failed the jump, you could get past. I'm just saying, it's very clearly an issue that the game has. Very clearly an issue that the game has. Right? And it's to do... It's to do with these wind tunnels. Like sometimes it will allow you to do a double jump. As you can see, it's allowing me to do a double jump here. And then sometimes it just doesn't do it. Wow, I'm having a lot more trouble with this than I did with Toree 3D. And it's simply because of the wind tunnels. Wow, okay. You're really turning me off of the game here, Kalios. You're really turning me off of the game. It's just not got the same level of competency as it really hasn't. And okay, you designed the levels in the first game. Are you sure about that? I don't believe that. I really don't believe that. The level design here is leading me to believe that I don't believe that for a second that you are the one who behind the level designs of the first game. Because this is just poor level design. It is poor level design. I'll tell you why it's poor level design. You know, I ain't got no issue with telling you how it is. Again, it's an issue that this game has with these wind tunnels. All right. Oh my god. Okay. All right. So I'll tell you how you have to handle these wind tunnels. You have to let the momentum hit you. So if you hesitate with your jump and don't go, you're fucked. You're fucked. You're not going to make it. To me, it's a poor design of the wind tunnel. If I'm honest, it's just poorly designed. The wind tunnel. Yeah, this just seems harder. Like, what if you? I'm trying to. Okay, you have to understand my thought in this. This, in my opinion, at least Toree 3D played, in my opinion, kind of like a Sonic game, and I liked it for that. So you could play it slow, or you So you could play it slow, or you could play it fast. Yeah, it was up to you. You could play the game casually, or you could play the game competitively and try to get the best possible time that you can get, the S rank. Yeah, the S rank. And that's all you could do. On the other hand, this one just feels like this one's purposely designed against the player. Because you've purposely added elements that, like, these ducks are here to slow me down. If I'm not enjoying myself, I'm not going to play. You have to understand that. I'm going to be honest with you. Ducktown Throwdown, shit design. Shit. I'm willing to say it. I'm willing to go there. Shit design. Really shit design. Let's try the next one. Hopefully the design's better here. There's no point even me going for these star things now because I can't even finish the first level. Okay. Why was that put there? You put that there purposely. Okay. I just feel like this level design's against the player. You could argue that, oh, actually no, it's not that. It's this Jumbled Jam is meant to be for the Toree expert, you could say. This game is for the Toree expert. You have to be a Toree expert to play this. Right? So you could argue that. You could say this is for the Toree expert. Am I supposed to even be up here? Oh god. You haven't designed this very well, have you? Alright, you're only supposed to slide when you reach that. Look. But it doesn't. It starts. There we go. So it actually doesn't start. Look how it actually doesn't start where it's supposed to start. I can definitely tell these are like beta levels. Are these meant to be like beta levels? Like they're not finished. I just feel like these levels aren't finished. I just feel that's just how they feel like. But they feel like also that you've got to be like a Toree expert to play these. But there's no mention of that in the description. Oh, I was supposed to come down here. Okay. But I'm just saying, there's nothing that says in the description, we recommend that only the most hardened Toree players play this. There's no mention of that. So, I kind of feel like this is false advertising. It's free. Yeah, I know. You're probably saying, but it's a free game, Bio. So? Like, am I not supposed to have expectations with a free game? You've gone to the effort of making this, at the end of the day. Of course, people are going to critique it. And I'm just going to say, you're going to have people who have played Toree 3D and be like, that was such a nice little sweet game, so casual and chill. And then you play the Jumbled Jam levels and you're like, wow, this is interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is definitely meant to be a harder... This is definitely meant to be a harder experience. Oh god. If I can complete at least one level, I'll be happy. Oh, this is... Oh, this is... Oh, you're just trying to torture the player here. You are just trying to torture the player here. 100%. I will not believe for a second that you're not trying to torture the player here. Like, what is this design? Okay. 2 ways of going about this. Fantastic. The checkpoint's just here. Okay. I've fulfilled my mandatory obligation of completing at least one level. I'll have a go at every single level, but if you think even for a second I'm going to try and finish the first level, no chance. I like the OST though, I'll give you credit on that. Oh. These wind tunnels are so poorly designed, it's unreal. It is them poorly designed, look. That's what should happen every time. It doesn't happen every time though. It should happen that it gives you the momentum, shoots in the air, and then you can double jump. The reason I failed that time was because I pressed the A button on my controller twice, and it only registered one jump. And it's funny enough how I didn't notice this as being an issue in Toree 3D. So that it's only an issue in this game. So very clearly these wind tunnel things are not designed very well. I've already had enough of this level. I've already had enough of this level. It's not setting else. Again, I guess, yeah. If people wonder, like, what's the point of my videos? It's meant to be first impressions. I'm reviewing the... Well, not review. I don't do reviews. I'm giving my first impression of this as someone who has played Toree 3D, but this is a separate experience. And it is a separate experience. These 4 bonus levels were not just simply patched in to Toree 3D, were they? I'm just saying. The new soundtrack was, but these weren't, were they? These 4 levels were not patched into Toree 3D. Instead, they're a separate experience that you can get on the Siactro itch.io. That's what they're here for, right? So you've got to ask yourself, right? Is this something that you could pair together with Toree 3D? And my argument would be, no, it isn't. It is not something you can pair together with Toree 3D. So it's a separate thing, and because it's a separate thing, it gets assessed separately. You can compare the two because they are related, but they get assessed separately. I like this. See this, if you think like, oh, what do you think of this part of it then? This is fine. This is fine. This is more skill based. I will stand by. It is a hill I will die on. You can have whatever opinion you want. It's a hill I will continue to stand on, and I will die on this hill. And that is that the wind tunnel things are not done they're not made correctly. Now, I did remember seeing a post at some point somewhere on Toree 3D's thing that if you set your refresh rate to 60 frames a second, you won't have issue with the wind things. And I thought, what issues are you referring to? Played through the entirety of Toree 3D without any issue whatsoever. No issue whatsoever. It's only here that I discover the issue. Now, could it be that exact same thing? It's possible, but could it also be the fact that the wind tunnels are not used appropriately? If there's that issue with the wind tunnel and it's a reported issue, you don't use them in the same way. You think, okay, we either fix the wind tunnels or we use them in a different way. See, these things work fine. These things work as intended, so you don't have to worry about these things. And look, I'm having no issue here with this. Yeah, if I die, it's my own fault here. But with the wind tunnels, I do not believe for a second... There you go, completed the level. I do not believe for any way, shape or form... Oh, you still get the ending though. You still get the ending by beating the last level. That's fair. So you don't actually have to finish all the levels. But yeah, I'm going to put my hands up and say Calarios and Golden Johns. I see there. Levels 2 and 4, good levels. They're good levels. I will say, you know, level 2 is a little bit finicky, but it's fine. The best level here is Mama Goes to Town. Wild Wild Winds and Ducktown Throwdown, because of the use of those wind tunnels, and because the wind tunnels don't work, and you could, well, but it's because probably you don't have your thing set to say, fuck off. I shouldn't have to. I shouldn't have to do that. When you know, at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I'll give you some recent game releases as an example. Oh yeah, okay, they're AAA games, but still, AAA games should be held accountable if they release a game in a poor state. Wild Hearts and Wulong, what was it? The Wulong Dynasty game they did, Temco Koei did. The PC ports are horrendous. They're not very well optimized, and the games have a mixed. Wild Hearts now has a mixed review score. Wulong, at the time of me making this video, has got a very negative or mostly negative review score. So it should, because at the end of the day, if the versions on PS4 you can play without issue, but on PC you're playing it with lag and you've paid for the game, so you should complain about it. Again, this is a free experience. So all I'm saying here is that this is a free experience. It's fine. I'm glad that they didn't include it with Toree 3D, if I'm honest with you, because these levels are fine for a Toree expert, which is not stated anywhere on the description of the Siactro thing. If there was a little thing that said, "Hey, we only recommend you play these levels," yeah. If let's say for example you played Toree 3D casually, you might find these new levels to be quite difficult. There is a thing that says on here, I hope you're going to like it, but I also will say that these levels will feel different from all the ones from in the other two games. That's a fair statement, but it's not enough. It needs to. It says just consider these new levels as obscure and forgotten Toree 3D ROM hack, which is okay, fair enough. So the developer's saying, don't worry about these levels. And it's probably saying don't worry about these levels because they're not. I don't personally feel like they're finished, in my opinion. Like I said, again, I'm dyslexic, so I'm gonna. The way I describe things is always going to be poor. It's always going to be poor. This is the reason why I don't do reviews. Right? I'm just saying that this is my 2 cents. Only play Toree 3D Jumbled Jam if you're a Toree expert and you want a challenge. Otherwise, don't bother. Because the only level, in my opinion, that's worth playing is Mama Goes to Town. So that's my 2 cents. You can take that negatively if you want, but I like to be... I give criticism where I believe criticism is due. I try to be as constructive as possible, even though I'm dyslexic, right? I try to be as constructive as possible. So... And that's my thing with me being constructive. If, let's say, for example, Siactro wanted to fix these levels, or Calarios wanted to fix these levels, I would say add certain platforms at the wind turbines, because the wind turbines obviously have an issue. Now, it could be because of the 60 frames a second refresh thing. For me, that shouldn't even be brought into account, right? Because at the end of the day, that's obviously an issue that the developer needs to fix, not just ignore. And they got two ways of fixing it. They can either fix it so it works properly, or shoots you really high in the air, like the ones on that last level did, to make sure that you guaranteed going to land on that other wind turbine or platform. Or add platforms at the wind turbine, so if you don't make it, you can continue. There's one other thing I want to mention actually about this level, Ducktown Throwdown. The big ducks, I'm assuming that you can jump over them, but it's difficult to jump over them. And simply having them there as an obstacle, it just slows down. I feel like there's a sense of speed that you want to have when playing this game, and that's taken away by those big ducks. That's just another little thing I want to put out there. But yeah, that's my thing on Toree Jumbled Jam. Not my thing. I would rather go and stick with Toree 3D. I'm hoping that Toree 2 is going to be more like Toree 3D when I get to it. But we've got one more Toree thing to look at, and that's before we get to Toree 2. And that's Toree Genesis, which we'll look at in the next Siactro, Games by Siactro video. So yeah, like I said, don't take what I've said the wrong way. Try not to take what I've said the wrong way. I tend to be quite blunt with the way I speak about things. You know, I normally with an old game I'm blunt and I just leave it at that. But Siactro obviously is still making games, and I want them to get better. I want them to succeed with what they do. I really do, because I really like their stuff. It's just that with this Jumbled Jam, you know, I feel like a little bit extra in the description saying that what I've stated would help people when coming. It would help, like, cushion them for when they play this. They go into this and they're like, ah, yeah, I can see why he said only Toree experts should be playing this. So, anyway. I'm going to call it there. I've been Bio. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.